This is the Unbreakable Golfers podcast, where we're shining a light on your pain and weakness and how it is affecting your positions, your power, and your performance on the golf course. Where belief comes from. I'm John Seaton and I've been in golf performance for over a decade. So, not sure if you see the football last night, Real Madrid. Now, fact is that Real Madrid football team just have a tendency to just pull off amazing miracles, last minute wins, whatever, based on the way they play in the Champions League. And it's hard to quantify how they're able to do it, but I'm going to try. So what happened is they were 1-0 down with a few minutes to go and end up winning 2-1, and now they're in the Champions League final, and it seems as though it's a common theme. Like they do, it seems, whether it's true or not, it seems as though they do this all the time. Now, so talking about where belief comes from. So 20 years ago, there was an Arsenal team that went unbeaten in the league, and one of their strikers, Thierry Henry, was telling a story about how one of their players, he didn't say who, but one of the Arsenal players was out or was available, or wasn't playing, was out, and didn't know the result of one particular game in this when the team were going unbeaten. And he said apparently whoever it was didn't know the result and finished whatever he was doing and said to his wife, what was the score? And his wife said, Arsenal lost. And his initial reaction was, no, we don't get beat. And the whole point is Thierry Henry was basically saying that was the mentality of the team. They'd got to a point where they actually believed that they just, not only did they not get beat, but they wouldn't get beat. Now think of this on the other side of the coin. So let's say, for instance, last night or in the past, Real Madrid are attacking, they're 1-0 down, but their players, their fans, their manager, whatever, they all believe that they can do it. The other side of that, because there's this common theme, this common story that they do it, there may be opposition at the time, Bayern Munich, they're more in a fear-based, because it's like, it's what they always do. Well, I don't know if these were the cases or not, I'm just trying to give it an example. Now, this is why in Unbreakable Golfers, this is why you challenge your beliefs every single day. So you will have a list of targets that you're going after, and there will be a series and a set of obstacles that are in your way in getting those targets. And based on those targets and what you're going after, there'll be a series of beliefs and stories that will stop you getting where you want to go. And the whole point is we're trying to question those beliefs and try and turn those beliefs into a more positive version. And the way we do that is we create a seed of doubt. So if you just say, for instance, you've never broke a certain score, or never been able to hit a certain distance, or just say, for instance, you've never been able to train, you've never been able to get your arse out of bed and train. That story that you can't get up, you won't get up, it's too difficult, whatever, the stories that are based around that whole habit that you have are backed up by reps. So your brain has more and more proof that you can't get out, that you can't work out first thing in the morning, that you're not committed, because the amount of times that you've said it to yourself and then not done it, that's the proof. Now, so if you was to question this particular belief, it would be, all you're trying to do is you're just trying to create a seed of doubt in the original story, the original belief that you can't get out of bed, that it's too difficult to train in the morning, or you don't have time. And once you create that seed of doubt, you can back it up, and there's a series of questions. So it's based around Byron Katie's work. So if you just want something for free, go through Byron Katie's stuff. But what we got is we've got the switch move, we've got the action taker, and then we've got the switch action taker. So it's a combination of two, and it's a set of questions that you are just trying to find out, okay, let's get me the seed of doubt, let's get clear on what I want, let's try and find out what the unbreakable version of me would be thinking in this situation, which is obviously what you create when you do your impossible games. And then you try and create a new story and you back that up with evidence. Now, some stories are deep-seated and take more and more and more work, whereas there are other stories that you just, as soon as you see a different perspective, you're like, oh yeah, I never thought of it that way, and you move on. Now, so going back to the football, going back to Arsenal's Invincibles team. So let's say, for instance, the stories running in the players' heads, or the energy in the room, or the coaches, whatever, it's like, no, it's all right. We go to the last minute and we can win at any point, and that made them more stronger. The other team, Bayern Munich, they have this story in their head. They've just got to hold on, and when Real Madrid scored the first goal, maybe it's like, oh fuck, here we go again, and then that makes them weak. Now, there's certain tests you can do, muscle testing, you can prove that just using a particular story, you can go weak. You press down on someone's arm, tell a powerful story, they're strong. Press down on someone's arm, tell a weak story, and they go weak. So, similarly, that is what you're after when you're doing your Unbreakable switch move. Now, and that's why in Unbreakable Golfers, we do 9 things. We do a spread across protection, power, and performance. You do 2 things that power your mind, 2 things that power your body, 2 things that protect your mind, 2 things that protect your body. You do 1 golf performance drill. You aim to do that every single day, and you will eventually get to the targets you're going after, because you're going after all those things. Now, one of the things that we do to protect our mind is to question our beliefs that are holding back us getting the targets. And obviously you would review this weekly. You see if you're on or off track, but there will be a story, and sometimes it takes you a long while to find that story. Also, as well, if it was training, sometimes you just need to get clear on what you want. So if you want more power and distance in 30 days, in 90 minutes a week, the free Unbreakable the Golf Mob free 6-week challenge is available at unbreakablegolfers.com. Go there and sign up and do that. And that will build you the momentum you need to start training. As soon as you get into momentum, then other things open up for you. Okay, as always, a couple of questions for you. First up, where are you being held back getting or starting to go after what you want based on a story that you tell yourself that you currently believe to be true? Follow-up question, what story do you tell that would not only put in a seed of doubt in the original story, but would be a more powerful story, a more powerful way that you can behave, so that you can take the first step to going after and getting what you say you want? Good luck. For more information on golf performance, by increasing your power, by getting in better positions, by working on your body and mind, go to unbreakablegolfers.com and sign up to the free asset.